Color Guard advance. Color Guard, dismissed.
At this time, we will have the national anthem sang by Samara Lewis.
Oh, say, can you see what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming. And rockets forgot the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please remain standing while we have Reverend Angela Buss to bless us with a prayer. Let us bow our heads. God, we thank you for those who have gathered this morning, for their commitment and contributions to this local community. We pray that you will keep us as we continue to push for racial equality and justice. Today, Lord, we pause to remember with gratitude the life and the witness of the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We ask for the courage and determination to follow his example as we battle injustice to live the gospel of love. We honor his memory by stopping now, pausing, and reflecting on his leadership. Our prayer this morning is for unity and peace amid a deeply divided country. We pray that you, God, would open our hearts and our minds to your truth, and that you would renew our commitment to justice and peace. Help us, Lord, to make this community what you would have it to be. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who has brought us thus far, bless our efforts here this morning, and grant us this, our prayer, in your name. Amen.
We will now have the Black National Anthem sang by Samara Lewis.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way where the tears have been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who has brought us thus far on the way, thou who has by thy might lead us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we meet thee, lest our hearts drunk with the wine of the world we forget thee, shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land. Thank you.
Wasn't that amazing? Give her another hand. Good morning. I didn't hear that. One more time. Yes, please say it. Please say it. Yes, please say it. I mean, it was so good they had to stand. You had to stand. I am Hildreth Stoddard Brown, the Director for the Cultural Committee for Caribbean American Community Involvement. I'm here just to give you a warm welcome. Welcome to this, our 22nd annual Martin Luther King Jr. celebration. But when you came in, you sat beside somebody. Before we get into the program, did you say good morning? You did say good morning. Awesome. Give yourself a hand. Truly, I want to say welcome to our favorite mayor, Mayor Pinto, Mayor Fred Pinto. We can always depend on Mayor Pinto to be here. And I also want to say welcome to all the other dignitaries that I can't begin to mention. Welcome. But most importantly, I want to really welcome our keynote speaker for the evening, for the afternoon, Judge Simone Rowe. And you'll be hearing from her soon. She's going to be dynamic. Our theme today is going to be, everyone can be great, because everyone can serve. She's going to tell you more about that. She's actually an example of that. And I also want to thank you for coming out so early to be with us today. Did you enjoy your breakfast? Thank you to all the supporters who came out early from 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock to make sure you had a little bit of something to eat. We thank them. I might not be able to call them name by name, but I heard one of a church sister of mine, very calm lady and very powerful too, a Broward County Judge, Ilana Holmes. And this is what she said that really connect with me. And I think there's the same character for the man you're celebrating today, Dr. Martin Luther King. And it says, work for a cause, not for applause. Live life to express, not to impress. Don't strive to make your presence seen, just your absence felt. And that's what Dr. Martin Luther King did. We are celebrating him today. He's no longer here, but because of what he did, he fought for a cause that you and I can be here today celebrating civil rights and many other things that he did during his lifetime. Give a hand for Dr. Martin Luther King. Well, I'd like to tell you that today we have a great show for you. But importantly, I want you to leave here today with something that a keynote speaker did, or maybe a praise group, that really will motivate you to go in your community and do something for a cause. How about that? Amen. Today I want to introduce you to the MC for the hour. In your program, it says mistress, but he's not a mistress. His name is Mike Aitchison. He is a dynamic personality, radio personality with WAVS. He has been with that station for years. He's a good advertiser and a great businessman. Without further ado, let me welcome Mike Aitchison. Please give him a hand.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Wagwan. If you don't understand Patois, that means what's happening. And I thank you for leaving some of the ackee and saltfish for me. That's, some time ago, one of our dancehall DJs was asked on the Arsenio show. Remember Arsenio, right? And they asked him, do you guys play hockey? And Shabba said, no, we don't play hockey, we eat hockey. That's the national dish. We're gonna, I saw him in an interview recently, and he's probably brushing his 50 now. Very articulate, sounding very mature and very, very upbeat. So as time gets along, we grow. I'm coaching a little bit because I'm suffering from something called sciatica. I didn't know so many people had it. I didn't know I would have to walk with a cane for 2 months. But I'm almost to the end of the road, but I'm going to give you a little tip. Avoid the air mattress. Don't sleep on them. That was the root cause for my situation here. But I want to give you a quick joke before we get into the program. Got a very nice program lined up for you, lots of entertainment and, some spirited speeches. I was coming over here and I was early and kind of recognized the place, but I wandered off somewhat, and I saw a lady. I wasn't sure, whether she was Jamaican or American or, a black woman. And I said, which one of these roads take me to the cultural center? Which one of these roads I can take? She said, take any one of them you want. None of them don't belong to me. I'm just warming you up because I know it's morning time and, it's early. But I want to draw your attention also to the information board over there, because people are going to ask you what was the event like. And there's a lot of information over there you can share about the great Dr. Martin Luther King. He was only 39 years old. A young man. Reminds me of the great Robert Nesta Marley. He was only 36 years old when he passed. So you don't have to be 100 years old to impart, what the good Lord has given us to impart. So check out the screen over there. There's some information over there. And we're here. I should thank the organization for inviting me. I was here with you on at the festival last year, summer. I was in my shorts and my t-shirt. I wasn't dressed up this nicely. But I had to come correct. Caribbean American community involvement, right? A key word right there, involvement. So I know the organization has been involved a lot in the community. And I want to bring on the president right now. Please welcome the president of the organization. Make sure I get him right. Don't want to call him mistress. Mr. Dennis Wright. Give it up for Sir Dennis. Welcome, sir.
All right. Thank you for a very warm welcome. Again, my name is Dennis Wright. I'm the president of CAFCI, and a lot of folks always tease me and call me President Wright for life. But I want to welcome everyone here this morning, our distinguished guests, Mayor Pinto, City Council members of the Village of Royal Palm Beach and Wellington, and members of the Cultural Council for Palm Beach County. CAFCI members, friends, supporters, we all welcome you here to this, our 22nd Martin Luther King Day celebration. As you heard earlier, we have several members from the legal community here with us today, and you'll hear from our guest speaker a little bit later on, Judge Rowe and her husband Hinkle. And we also have our CAFCI member here, Judge Cheeseman. And we also have Judge Bronson here with us this morning. So, welcome everyone. You heard earlier that our theme for today is everybody can be great because anyone can serve. The other part of the quote, which I believe is just as important, is you don't have to have a college degree to serve. You do not even need to make your subject and your verb agree. You only need a good heart to serve. And I always like to add a third one. You don't have to know the third law of thermodynamics. Again, you just need a good heart to serve. I want to thank the Cultural Committee for putting on this great show this morning. You'll be greatly entertained. But before we get into all of that, I'd just like to tell you a little bit about our organization. For 35 years, CAFCI continues to press ahead to fulfill our mission, which is to maintain and sustain the quality of life for the community consistent with the culture and tradition of our diverse ancestral heritage. We're grateful to all our members, friends, and supporters who, despite economic pressures of their own, continue to support the organization. As we celebrate our 35 years of unwavering commitment to excellence in our community, we are indeed grateful to our members, donors, and supporters. Thank you for the endless work that you do to make our community better and stronger. Our vision here at CAFCI is to support and bridge cultural divisions. We have several programs that we've seen as providing this service to our community and to others. I'll start by highlighting our partnership with the Boy Scouts, which I performed the flag ceremony earlier. The Boy Scouts is a charter organization of CAFCI, and we also have a PAC, Cub Scout PAC 120. CAFCI fully support both the troop and the PAC. We have CAFCI members on their board of directors. So the Scouts and the PAC is the youth arm of CAFCI. And I'm sure that you know about the Scouts of America and the work that they do in molding and shaping young boys and girls and men. Another one of our programs, our Student Assistance Program, offers scholarships to several students every year so that they can pursue their dreams at institutions of higher learning. Last year, we awarded $1,500 scholarships to qualified students who applied. This year, our leaders, Ms. Nadine White-Boyd and Ms. Jeanette Powell, have set an even higher target. If you have kids graduating school this year, please visit our website where you'll find the application and the requirements to apply. This year, our 22nd year of hosting the MLK Day celebration, we're partnering with the Village of Royal Palm Beach and the Cultural Council of Palm Beach. It's always a great teamwork to work with these two organizations for providing funding and space to our organization. We thank the Cultural Council for Palm Beach, and we also thank the Mayor and the Village of Royal Palm Beach for assisting us with this program. Later this year, we'll again partner with the Village of Royal Palm Beach and the Cultural Council to bring our Cultural Diversity Day event, which normally takes place at Veterans Park, again, right here in Royal Palm Beach. This event normally attracts several thousand people who come in and out to enjoy our great entertainment and a variety of cultural dishes. We will continue to be resilient as we look forward to the future. So as we celebrate Dr. King's birthday this year, let us remember that despite our outward differences, we all share the same proud title, citizen. Thank you for coming out on this historic day to celebrate Dr. King's legacy. Again, to learn more about our organization, you can visit our website, or you can pick up some information on your way out. Thank you, and enjoy the program.
Clap him, clap him, clap him. You know, that was a short version. You know the joke about the guy that was speeding on I-95? You ever heard that one, right? Well, he was speeding on 95, and when the state trooper stopped him, he said, "Well, I saw the sign, officer, and it says 95." That's right. And the officer says, "Well, gosh, damn, I'm glad I caught you before you got to 441, huh?" Well, we are blessed to be having this event at the auspices of the city of Royal Palm. Always supportive, always involved with the community. And the man who leads that city is here with us. His worship, the Honorable Fred Pinto. Let's give it up for the mayor. As a matter of fact, you know what? Be upstanding if you can stand up. Be upstanding and welcome the mayor. Be upstanding. Mayor Fred Pinto.
Thank you, sir. Please take your seats. Please take your seats. Thank you so much. Oh, it's a wonderful day in the village of Royal Palm Beach. And we're so thankful that you are here today at this time and at this place, because this is the right place to be today. All right? Let's give a hand to CAFCI, because they put this on. All we do is provide the venue. They do all the work, all the heavy lifting. And they've been doing it for 22 years. But before I get into that story, I wanted to make sure that I acknowledge and recognize all of our council members individually. All right, starting with Vice Mayor Jan Radowski. Councilman Jeff Hamera. Councilwoman Selena Simios. Our own on-board legal expert, Councilman Richard Volantes. Got a fan club here, Richard? We are also grateful and thankful, as we said, to be able to be here today, and that this is incredible. It's the 22nd year that CAFCI has partnered and been has stepped up to the plate to put this event on. We think it's very important for the Western communities, and it was 22 years ago that, as a village, we said, you know, there's nothing happening out here in the Western communities to recognize and commemorate Dr. Martin Luther King. And we spoke with CAFCI about that, and we found out, I was aware of this, that during that time, before they started doing this organization, what we're having here, before they started doing that, they used to put together a float, because every year in Riviera Beach, they'd have a parade. And they would go all the way to Riviera Beach, all right, to commemorate and be part of celebrating MLK Day. So it was a mutual need, I guess. They wanted to be home and do that recognition, and we wanted them to be home, and we wanted to have that opportunity to have this recognition happen in the Western communities. Now, over the last 22 years, there are other cities, I think, that are doing things, but when this started, this was it. So I'm going to say the same thing to you now that we said then. Welcome to the Epic Center for the next few hours in the Western communities. Give yourself a hand for being here. Now, I'm going to take a poll, because I also would like to thank, before I do that, do we have any other elected officials here that I haven't been told about in the audience? I think we have the County Commissioner Barnett, right? He's new. I still have him. Welcome, Commissioner. Anyone else here, elected officials? I don't want to miss any of our elected officials. Okay. Well, welcome, sir. I don't know if any of you had an opportunity, we have been working over the last several months very closely, and I'd like to thank them. The local ABC affiliate, WPFB, they asked us to come in and do a presentation about this event. So I told them I'm take a quick poll. If you saw this, just raise your hand so I get a count. Okay. I need more of you to start watching the local ABC channel, because we have other events coming up that they have asked us to come in and do a presentation for them as we did this one. But I told the story then when we did this brief presentation at the news station about CAFCI. I explained to them that they knew the name of the organization. I told them that we referred to them with the acronym of CAFCI. But I explained to them how this started 22 years ago and how CAFCI does all of the work, and they continue to do it, and we're so grateful for that. Just a few remarks regarding why we're here today. I think we all know why we're here. We're here because we want to recognize and honor a great individual who's had such an impact on America. You know, whenever I stand, and as we did today, and we do the Pledge of Allegiance, and part of the Pledge of Allegiance where we say, in liberty and justice, I'm sorry, that's my little one. I think he's excited about being here today too. But liberty and justice for all. And this is what Dr. King stood for. One of the many, and I was reading, up here you see the many quotes that he has shared with us. But one of the most important quotes that I cling to is, he said, if any one of us is deprived our liberty, all of us are deprived our liberty. And that stuck with me, and that helped me to open my eyes to not just things that weren't being done right in terms of the liberty of people of color, but other entities out there in the community who have a right to liberty as well as we do. And so he very clearly said, anyone, all right? He didn't pick a particular group, but he meant anyone who is deprived their liberty. Is all of us are being deprived of our liberty. So I just wanted to share that. And the other thing that resonates for me with the message, the many messages from Dr. King, was Dr. King wanted America to live up to what it said it was about, okay? He wanted to say, let's not make this just talk. Let's make this real. And if it means we have to change laws, we will change laws. But I also have heard him say, it's not changing laws that's going to make change come about. It's changing hearts, okay? Changing hearts and giving people getting people to look at the world we live in and the people we live with differently. So all of those messages resonate. Every MLK Day, I always sit back and wonder if Dr. King was here with us today, okay? And what's going on across this country today, what might he say? And in thinking about that, because we know he was a preacher too, right? I think Dr. King would tell us, let's take a look at the scriptures. 2 Timothy 3, we are living in troubled times. And it goes on to explain in more detail why these times are troubled. So let's cling to that. Let's recognize that we have the scriptures, we have the quotes to cling on to, and let's help that to help us realize and move forward through these troubled times that 2 Timothy told us we would be living in today. Thank you all for being here. You're going to have a tremendous program. Enjoy it. And God bless America, and God bless Royal Palm Beach. Thank you.
He's not a politician, he's an elected official, right? Give him a nice round of applause. Are you ready for some entertainment? No, you don't sound like you're ready. Are you ready for some entertainment? Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the mariachi group. Habla español. Sí, sí.
This is a very special day, like Martin Luther King. So thanks for inviting us. The song that we just played, the name is El Son de la Negra. It's a very traditional Mexican song. And now I'm going to play another traditional Mexican song. The name is Siento Lindo.
Me
check, check. Clap them, clap them, clap them, clap them, clap them. All cultures represented, ladies and gentlemen, the mariachi group. I had asked them to put in a request, but they didn't have enough time. A song called One Bag of Melon. No, you don't have that one. One Taramero. We got some more. Just like to remind you that this event is being streamed live. So if you got some food on your teeth, there's a little trick. You can just because you'll be IRITimes.com is in the house, and also on the CAFCI Facebook page. You can see this, so you can check it out on the Facebook representation over there. You want some more? Entertainment continues, and we have the Royal Palm Beach High School dancers. The Wildcat dancers are up next, but just before they start, the artistic director would like to give you a little brief. All right. Told her backstage, brief synopsis. Here comes Michelle Blecker, the artistic director. Oh, there she is. Need a mic, Michelle?
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for inviting the Wildcat Dancers dance team to the MLK celebration. My name is Michelle Blecker. I am the dance director and master choreographer from Royal Palm Beach Community High School. Today I brought with you to perform for you Elite Dance Squad, which is a national grand champion in jazz, contemporary, and also musical theater. I also brought the Grand Champions Wildcat Dancers, who will be performing for you this morning. The first dance that we would like to perform is by Elite, which is called Rise Up. It is a contemporary piece.
Broken down and tired, and living life on the merry-go-round. You can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. We gon' walk it out.
Our next performance is from the movie Harriet, called Stand Up. You'll see Elite, which is dance squad, and also some of the elders from the Wildcat Dancers dance team.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones.
Our next performance, we would like to invite in the entire Wildcat Dancers dance team for our MLK routine. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Wildcat Dancers dance team from Royal Palm Beach Community High School. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you think about those stretches? I can't stretch again, you know. I tried to. You see, I touched my toes with the help of the program. Huh? Give them a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just share something quickly with you about the technical folks that are, the entire group. IRItimes.com is here streaming. And I recently had a good fortune of the group streaming and taping an interview with myself and the Prime Minister of Grenada, a young man that has a vision for the Caribbean. And we'll tell you, I think it's going to be available on YouTube soon. So look out for that interview with Irish Times. Mike Aitchison interviewing the Prime Minister of the Spice Island of Grenada. So look out for that one. I'm just a shameless plug, you know. We do that kind of work too, radio and television. All right, so now it's time to get serious. We have our keynote speaker standing by, and she's going to be introduced by Paul Baker. Give it up for Paul Baker to introduce our keynote speaker for the morning. Oh, there's been a change in the interviewer. Janet Sharp Paul is the person that's going to be doing it. Hey, I just got that breaking news in my ear, okay? But give her a nice round of applause anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, good morning. Have you been entertained? Wonderful. Well, you know the theme of this event is everybody can be great because anybody can serve. And here I am having the privilege of introducing to you one of our most esteemed service in our community. The Honorable Connie S. Rowe. The Honorable Rowe graduated from the University of Miami with a double major in broadcasting journalism and psychology. She earned her Juris Doctor degree from Nova Southeastern College of Law, where she was the managing editor of the ILSA, Journal of International and Comparative Law. She is the first generation Jamaican American. Prior to serving on the bench, her practice focused on insurance defense and complex commercial litigation. Judge Rowe is a member of the Florida Supreme Court Alternative Dispute Resolution Committee. She is also a member of the Executive Committee of the Florida Conference of Circuit Court Judges, where she serves as a 4th District Representative and co-chair of the New Judges Committee. She is a Florida Supreme Court Judicial Mentor and a co-chair of the Florida Bar Constitutional Judiciary Committee. Wow, there's more. Governor Scott appointed Judge Rowe to the 15th Circuit Court in July of 2016. She is the first Jamaican American to serve in the judiciary in Palm Beach County. Judge Rowe judicial career presided in the Civil Division. In January of 2018 until January of 2021, she presided over the Civil Division with a majority of the Eagle progeny cases. In 2021 and 2022, she presided in the Juvenile Division, handling delinquency and dependency matters. Currently, she presides in the Criminal Felony Division. In 2018, the Florida Bar honored Judge Rowe as the Florida Bar Jurist of the Year. In 2019, she received the South Florida County Bar Association First Diversity and Inclusion Impact Award. In 2021, she also received the Palm Beach County, Florida Association Women Lawyers Jurist of the Year Award, the Craig S. Bernard American Inns of Court Jurist of the Year, and the Florida Association for Women Lawyers Rosemary Barkett Award for Outstanding Achievement. In 2022, she received Judicial Diversity Institute Jurist of the Year for the 15th Circuit Judicial Court. Judge Rowe is keenly involved in the judicial education and considered it a privilege to participate in educational presentations with her colleagues. Judge Rowe is also actively committed to the community, volunteering in her church, as well as several schools and universities with a focus on civil education. Without further ado, please give a rounding applause and welcome to the Honorable Simone S. Rowe.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, thank you all. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. And I thanked CAFCI for the privilege and opportunity to speak to this august body on this MLK holiday. Today is actually Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. He was born on January 15th, 1929. Did you also know he was born Michael King Jr.? When MLK was 5 years old, his father, Michael King Sr., went to Germany and learned about Martin Luther, the famous Protestant reformer. So totally moved by Martin Luther, he changed not only his name to Martin Luther King Sr., but also changed his son's name to Martin Luther King Jr. Another fun fact, the famous I Have a Dream speech was actually an improvisation inspired by Mahalia Jackson. When delivering the prepared speech, Miss Jackson shouted out, "Martin, tell them about your dream." Thus, the iconic speech was instituted. Everybody can be great because everybody can serve. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said these words when he spoke at the church he pastored, Ebenezer Baptist Church. He said these words in Atlanta, Georgia, on February 4th, 1968. He said these words in a sermon he titled, The Drum Major Instinct. These words are both profound and timeless. As with any MLK speech, it's steeped in the Bible. The passage from which this speech is derived is Mark 10. I love the book of Mark. When I served at my beloved alma mater, the University of Miami, I led a Bible study concerning that book. It's a short gospel, but it's an incredibly deep gospel centered around our topic today, service. The passage in Mark talks about James and John's desire to obtain the highest places of honor. Each wanted to sit next to Jesus in heaven. After some banter between Jesus, James, and John, Jesus said this, "You've observed how godless rulers show their weight around, and when people get a little power, how quickly it goes to their heads. It's not going to be that way with you. Whoever wants to be great among you must be a servant. Whoever wants to be first among you must be your slave. That is what the Son of Man has done. He came to serve, not to be served, and then to give away his life in exchange for many who are held hostage." Service. Trailblazer and the first black candidate for the U.S. presidency, Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm once said, "Service is the rent we pay for the privilege of living on this earth." I'm a person of deep faith, so my favorite book is the Bible. So when preparing my remarks for today, my mind immediately went to Psalm 100. To paraphrase the Revised Standard, it says, "Make a joyful noise. Serve the Lord with gladness." The Message version of this passage says, "Sing yourselves into his presence." The NIV version says, "Worship." Serve, sing, worship. I'm not a preacher and likely not even a good speaker, but I believe these words coincide when you consider the concept of service. By serving others, we are singing ourselves into God's presence. We are in fact worshiping God when we serve. Service is the rent we pay. It's totally God that your theme this year is service. God wants us all to serve. Anybody can serve. Going to the Drum Major Instinct sermon, Dr. King says, "And so Jesus gave us a new norm of greatness. If you want to be important, wonderful. If you want to be recognized, wonderful. If you want to be great, wonderful. But recognize that he who is greatest among you shall be your servant." That's the new definition of greatness. As President Wright just said earlier, Dr. King goes on to say, "The thing that I like most about it, by giving that definition of greatness, it means everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know Einstein's theory of relativity to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics in physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love, and you can be that servant." I had the privilege of spending a lot of time with my grandmother. My grandmother taught me so much. She instilled this mantra from John Wesley: "Do all that you can, by all the means that you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as you ever can." Service. Service is the rent we pay. From an early age, service has been ingrained in my head and manifested in my life. Service is the greatest privilege. I served in high school, in college, law school, as a practicing attorney. One of the reasons I wanted to become a judge was because service is part of our judicial canon. Service is part of my job. In 2006, before becoming a judge, the former Florida Supreme Court Justice, Fred Lewis, another Kane, started justice teaching to promote civics education throughout the state. I eagerly joined the program and volunteered at several schools in Palm Beach County, teaching civics education and the practical aspects of it. I focused my attention on Title I schools whose students don't have access to the same resources other schools have in the county. I thought I was inspiring the children. In fact, they inspired and grounded me. The Bible is very protective of children. I believe that's because they are both innocent and honest. We should keep both as long as possible. I found that through justice teaching, these children met an attorney and now a judge for the very first time. They learned that they could be an attorney or a judge, but they also learned that they could contribute to the legal profession in so many other ways. They could be part of law enforcement. They could be a clerk. They could be a court interpreter. They could be a court reporter, all invaluable professions that are all integral to the administration of justice. It is my profound privilege to learn that many of these students who have now been exposed to the law now want to be part of the legal profession. I've adopted Carver Middle School in Delray Beach. Through Carver, we have presented an annual mock trial since 2012. If you're interested, the Education Network did a feature of Carver mock trial when we celebrated our 5th anniversary. Service is the rent we pay. As I said, God inspired your theme and this speech. I'm a proud Miami Hurricane because it's great to be a Miami Hurricane. At the University of Miami, perhaps my longest service was, until last month, unwitting and unknown. At UM, I joined InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. As a backdrop, my time in college was the most challenging of my life up to that point. I lived a very sheltered life with fairly strict Jamaican parents. Since the first grade, I went to schools where I was the only black student in each class until I graduated. My only contact with people of color was my family, a very large Jamaican family. It was a bit of a culture shock for me at UM because I became classmates with people who actually looked like me. Each of us looked alike, but each of us had different paths to the place we now occupied and shared space. I was eager to know everyone that looked like me and hear of their respective stories. However, as with most colleges, there were groups that generally did not interact. At UM, there were the football players. That's when our football team was actually good. The basketball team and other athletes, the Greek life, etc. Very rarely did these groups interact. IVCF brought many of us together through our faith, but even then, there are pockets. Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Navigators, etc. Again, even with shared faith, very rarely did these groups interact. A bit disillusioned by the disconnect, an IVCF staff worker challenged me to do something about the disconnect and my disillusion. I began yet another group, Collegiate Black and Christian, aka CBC, whose mission was to find our identity and significance from our African, American, and Caribbean Black history that determines our presence in hopes of changing our future. Our second mission was to fellowship with other Christian students who share a vision and burden for our campus. I started CBC my junior year at UM, hoping to get just a few of us together for seminars and conferences. I figured it would end upon my graduation. I certainly never thought I'd get an email from a staff worker last month. To paraphrase the email, the former staff worker said, "Hey, Zamani, I thought you might be encouraged by Sarah," I changed her name, story at the University of Georgia's December prayer letter. The UGA staff worker told me that Sarah wants to start a CBC chapter at UGA. I thought you might want to know that all your work, sweat, time, and patience that you invested in UM CBC is still paying off, still paying forward. You are an answer to Sarah's prayers. Thank you. That email inspired me. It actually brought me to tears. 2023 was an incredibly difficult year for me. I received that email to remind me that service is the rent we pay. Going back to Dr. King, whom we celebrate today, going back to that incredible sermon, everybody can be great because everybody can serve. God used me, a geeky, as my brother called me, shy 19-year-old, to start an organization that transcended my time in college and my beloved alma mater. My friend, the former UM IVCF staff worker, introduced me to the University of Georgia staff worker, who in turn introduced me to that University of Georgia student. When the University of Georgia staff worker introduced me, he called me the OG of CBC. For those of you who don't know much slang, OG means original gangster from the hip-hop era. This geeky kid, an OG. When I told my deputy, who's here today, that I was called an OG, he immediately said I was an old goat. I had the chance to meet that junior at the University of Georgia, the young woman who was the genesis of the email. She's the same age I was when I started CBC. Despite the age difference, she and I had the same history and have the same desire. I vowed to help her start that CBC chapter at the University of Georgia. We continue to maintain contact so I can help her serve her campus and community. I texted her telling her I'd mention her today and her impact upon me. Service is the rent we pay. God used me to allow those students at Carver Middle to not only learn about my beloved profession, to learn about civics, but also to learn that they can serve the legal community by using their God-given talents, following their own individual passions and paths. It taught them that they are important, valued, and integral members of our community. They also served me by reminding me that service is the rent we pay. Everybody can be great because everybody can serve. Service is also therapeutic. The genesis of my examples of service was from a place of darkness and disappointment. But as Jesus says, take up your mat and walk. Some of us like retail therapy. It helps us forget our troubles and it provides us a stimulus as well. When I started CBC, I was blessed to become good friends with many of the members of those groups who were so segregated when I first started on campus. I'm proud to say that I'm still close friends with many of them. At Carver, I formed bonds and friendships with many at the school, but also with the court personnel, the court interpreters, the court reporters, and other people who assist in the administration of justice. In 2012, when I began my service at Carver, it was just me, the civics teacher, and the 7th graders meeting in the small media center. Last year, our mock trial was in the gymnasium, and we had the entire middle school present. Also present were members of law enforcement, my deputy included, members from the clerk's office, the court reporters, lawyers, court interpreters, just about every representative at the courthouse who aids in the administration of justice. Last year, I even had the privilege of having members of the state attorney's office and the Office of Public Defender mentor my Carver kids. Being called an OG is therapeutic as well for this geeky kid from Palm Beach County. Service is the rent we pay. Everybody can be great because everybody can serve. I really don't know how great I am, but God used this geeky kid who has lived in Palm Beach County since the age of 4 to become the second black female to sit on the circuit bench in the history of Palm Beach County. I am grateful that the first black female to sit on the circuit bench is not only my friend and mentor, but present here today, Judge Catherine Brunson. God used this geeky, shy kid to become the first Caribbean and first Jamaican American to be part of the judiciary in Palm Beach County. I am grateful that Judge Cheeseman is here. She really doesn't think I'm Jamaican, so she thinks she's the first Jamaican American, but we banter back and forth about that. This geeky kid is an OG. And no, deputy, I'm not an old goat, but perhaps I may be that too. Dr. King believed that greatness is independent of wealth, position, or fame. True greatness is a derivation of service. We are greatest when we serve others. We are most fulfilled when we serve. We are worshiping God when we serve. We are singing like the late, great Mahalia Jackson, who told Martin to talk about that dream, when we serve. We are like the late, great Whitney Houston, when we serve. Dr. King delivered the speech in February, 2 months before he was assassinated. Perhaps anticipating his impending death, Dr. King concluded his speech with these words: "If any of you are around when I have to meet my day, I don't want a long funeral. And if you get somebody to deliver the eulogy, tell them not to talk too long. And every now and then, I wonder what I want them to say. Tell them not to mention that I have a Nobel Peace Prize. That's not important. Tell them not to mention that I have 300 or 400 awards. That's not important. Tell them not to mention where I went to school." Dr. King went on to say, "I'd like somebody to mention that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to give his life serving others. I'd like for somebody to say that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to love somebody. I want you to say that day, I tried to be right on the war question. I want you to be able to say that day that I did try to feed the hungry. I want you to be able to say that day that I did try in my life to clothe those who were naked. I want you to say that day that I did try in my life to visit those who were in prison. I want you to say that day that I tried to love and serve humanity." Service is not about grand gestures or large-scale movements. It can be kindness to a stranger, seeking to find your identity by learning from others, or just simply seeking fellowship. Like CBC at UM or the annual mock trial at Carver, it can be a small choice. We change lives when we serve. We change our own life when we serve. We can transform a generation when we serve. We can create a movement when we serve. That's Dr. King's legacy. That can be ours as well. Thank you again for the privilege and opportunity to share my thoughts about service with you. Happy birthday, Dr. King.
Keep it going. I see a lady over here with a beautiful bouquet. I think she wants to make a presentation. Yes? I'm waiting for instructions.
I try to move fast.
On behalf of CAFCI and the Cultural Committee.
I don't think they can hear you.
On behalf of CAFCI, 34 years of service to our community, and we're very proud of that. I would like to thank you so much for taking this time out to share with us your wisdom, your experience, and your encouragement to serve. We are truly impressed with you and appreciate all you have achieved and done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
On behalf of the organization.
Thank you, ladies. Service is the rent we pay, right? Anybody have children out there? Any parents in the house? You know what a friend of mine said to me once, that once you're a mother, father, parent, you're always going to be paying rent. Pay rent, pay rent, pay rent. And then they leave and then they come back and you pay more rent. And then the grandkids come and you pay rent, pay rent, pay rent. That's the service we get. Ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of you out here in the audience are of the Christian faith, right? So a lot of us want to go to heaven. But in order to go to heaven, you have to die. So a friend of mine, when he goes to a funeral, he'll say, well, we will see him or her again, but I'm in no hurry. Well, Martin Luther King, we assume, is in heaven. And the next performer is going to take you to heaven. She's not dead. She's very much alive. Jasmine.
Yourself in the Lord.
All right.
How many people are encouraged tonight?
We're going to take a short commercial break. She'll be back, all right? As we say in radio, we'll be right back. Got a few messages and acknowledgments we got to run. Right now we haven't, of course, thanked the village of Royal Palm for co-sponsoring this event. Yes, you can clap the mayor and his crew for the awesome job of sponsoring. The Cultural Council of Palm Beach County for funding. The Cultural Committee and all its members for their hard work, and we thank all of you for your attendance and the continued support to make this the successful annual event that it is. And I'll just recognize the chairperson, of course, you know the hard-working Hildred Stoddard Brown, lady who has been with the group for many years but is now gone on. Marjorie Aiken, Paul Baker, Elliot Cyrus, Shirley Morrison, Killen Roden, Janet Sharp, Paul, Audrey Smith, and Genevieve White. And of course, the social media technician, my good friend, Mr. Leroy Riley from Iowa Times. The entire crew is here. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give them a nice round of applause. And while you're showing some love, let's welcome back for part 2, Jasmine. I think she's changing costumes, or maybe I can go into an ethnic joke. I went to school in Jamaica. I was born in Kingston and went to Excelsior. Any Excelsiorians in the house? Not even one? I know there's a Clarendon College back there. Excelsior? Where? Stand up and be proud. Aggie. Anyway, a good friend of mine was a guy named Jimmy Wong. And Jimmy married to a Chinese girl and they had a child. And when they went to collect the baby, they brought a white baby. So I said, Jimmy, here's your son. And Jimmy said, no. 2 wrongs don't make a white. So I said, Jimmy, so what you gonna call the child? Jimmy said, well, something wrong. So, I mean, I really don't like to make, especially today, racial jokes, no good. But you get the point that there was a mistake there and something went wrong there. You know what I mean? So it's time for me to pick on somebody in the audience to tell a joke. Who wants to come up? Yes? Over there? Over here? All right. All right, we're ready for Jasmine, so let's give it up one more time. Heaven and earth.
I've come through many hard trials, through temptations on every hand. Though Satan's tried to stop me and to place my feet on sinking sand, through the pain and all of my sorrows, through the tears and all of my fears, the Lord was there. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. He kept me when I wanted to do wrong. Yes, he did. He kept me, yeah. He kept me. Jesus kept me when I thought I was going to lose my mind. Jesus kept me. Jesus kept me with his power. Jesus kept me. Jesus kept me. He didn't let me fall. Jesus kept me. Jesus kept me. Right there in the midst of it all. Yeah. I don't know what you're going through. Jesus kept me. But will you allow me to encourage you? Jesus kept me. I know if he did it for me, 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 he will do the same for you. Yeah. Jesus, Jesus. Yes, he did. Jesus, Jesus. Yes, he did. I don't know nobody else to call on in times of trouble. I tried my mother. Yes, he did. And I know she loves me. Yes, he did. I tried my family. Yes, he did. And I know they love me. But no, nobody. Nobody but Jesus. Nobody but Jesus. He held my hand. He brought me through. He wouldn't let me fall. So let me encourage you. Don't give up. Yes, he did. Don't give in. Yes, he did. I don't care what nobody else says. You can win. With Jesus, with Jesus, with Jesus, with Jesus, you can make it. Yes, he did. Come on and understand. You have everything inside of you to take it. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
Are you in heaven? Yes, indeed. What a performance. What a performance. We're not done yet. We got some more. We're going to take roll call. Who is in the house? Anybody from Royal Palm? A few of you. What about Lake Worth? Yeah. Broward County, Fort Lauderdale, Miami. Nobody? What about Jamaica? All right. Well, guess what? This is a part of the show that you can dance, you can whine, you can jump up and get on by. You don't have to ask the mayor's permission because he's going to jump up and dance too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Welcome the steel band man from Kingston, Jamaica, Mr. Junior Leslie Jr. I hope I got it right. One of those names, Junior Leslie. Junior, we're there. All right, there is, ladies and gentlemen.
'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Woke up this morning, the morning sun, 3 little birdies on my doorstep, singing sweet songs and a melody. But here's the message. This is my message to you. Roll palm, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. You know the words to this song. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing's gonna be alright. The rising sun, 3 little birdies on my doorstep, singing sweet songs and a melody. They said that this is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing's gonna be alright. Let's give him a hand. Isn't he wonderful? Thank you.
What you say about Michael Jackson? All the way from heaven. Let's give it up for the mayor too. All right. Didn't know that he was so talented. I want to thank you for being such a great audience. Thank you for putting up with me. And I thank you for inviting me to the event. It was awesome and time well spent. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite back the chairperson of this awesome committee, Mrs. Hildred Stoddard Brown. Where is she? Where's my boss? I hope she didn't get lost. Oh, there she is. She can't find me. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. She put this awesome program together with our committee and did a fine job. Thank you very much. That's my time. Bye.
Wasn't he awesome? Mike Aitchison. Give him a hand again. Mike Aitchison, our MC for the afternoon. Well, we're almost at the end of the day's activity. And I see that you had a wonderful time. I'm truly, truly glad. But I'd truly like to recognize some people because I could not do it on my own. There are others who helped put this together. The Caribbean American for Community Involvement would like to thank the village of Royal Palm for co-sponsoring this event. We also like to thank the Cultural Council at Palm Beach for funding the event as well, in parts. And the Cultural Committee, we have some members who did their best to put this together as well. Please recognize them as they come. First, before I do that, there was one lady her name was Marjorie Aiken. She was also a very helpful part of this organization, but she passed. Just bear with me and just give one little moment of silence in honor for Marjorie Aiken. Our condolences to the family. Paul Baker is one of our active members. Here's Paul. Miss-elect Cyrus. I call her my mentor. Miss-elect, where is she? Yes, I call her my mentor, and she is my mentor. There's Shirley Morrison. Miss Shirley? Jeanette Shaw-Paul. We also have a young lady who also had a death in the family, so she's not able to attend this evening. Her name is Audrey Smith. And my lovely Genevieve White. I'd also like to thank my media personnel, Leroy Riley, who did a fantastic job, and you'll see it later. If some of you were able to go on Facebook from CAFCI, you will see the program live. You would have seen the program live. Or go to IRIetimes.com, you'd have also seen it. And yours truly, Hildred Stoddard Brown. I thank you all for coming. Now, I don't think our steel band man left, so you can still stay and enjoy the program. But I won't forget our county officials, especially our mayor, Fred Pinto. I have to mention him again. And Councilman and his wife, Romero. And there are many others in the audience who I might not mention your name, but we love you and we appreciate you. Have a good evening. You can still dance to the music. Oh, how could I forget? You see, when you're busy serving, sometimes people forget about you. So I'd like to welcome Keelan. He was a man in everything right here. Where are you, Mr. Roden? Oh, give him a round of applause. See, that's service. He serves well. We still have music, so you can dance to the music. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Who gets the mic?
You have your phone? She have the card and what's that? Who wasn't? Huh? Then pack up everything.
Then pack up, Lord.
I didn't say that.
We tell you,